Well, it's October 31st, it's Halloween, we're on our eastern public land unit, and the snow's coming down right now. It's not accumulating to very much, but it's about 30 degrees, so this is a really good rut spot, kind of a pinch point. So this cold weather, the rut kicking up, we're hoping to catch a buck moving through here in the next couple of hours, so we'll sit back, see what happens. Had 5 does come out there right at the end, but that was all I seen. But I looked at that trail cam real quick on the camera, and there's 3 or 4 nice bucks using it. And that one buck that he's kind of got 2 main beams on one side and a bunch of other kickers and stuff going on the other. He was back during daylight, and then I think once again at night. So it's nice to see him back in there. He'd be a great buck to be able to harvest, but we know there's bucks moving through the area, so we're gonna keep hunting this here during the rut because I think they're gonna keep cruising. So a decent night tonight, but hope to see one of those bucks, but I think it's just a matter of time now. But we're back tonight, November 2nd, and it just feels like a good night. I know the rut's kicking up. Got hearing from tons of people that the bucks are really starting to move, so for some reason tonight it just feels good, feels like a good night. So nothing we can do now but sit back and wait, see if something comes through, but just got a feeling tonight might be a good night. It just feels like November, so sit back and see what happens. Well, it's November 5th, and we're down here in our southern public land unit, but we're at the dry river spot. It's actually not too dry anymore, but yesterday was kind of a slow day. We had that one buck come by early, and then we moved to the tree stand, but didn't see anything. So we ended up getting down, doing a little still hunting through an area we thought the bucks were bedding, but it turns out once we got in there, there's probably 4 or 5 tree stands in there and a ground blind. We didn't see a whole lot of sign. On the way out, we swung around and got a little bit closer to where the public land meets the private land. And there was a nice open area there. There was a huge scrape and a bunch more scrapes, a bunch of rubs in there. So the sign looked pretty good there, so that might be a spot we end up going back to at some point during the year. It's just hard to get to. But this morning, we're a little late getting in. It's a hard place to access. We're getting better each time, but it still takes us a while to get in. But we had a couple does, 3 does come out to the river here, get a drink, mill around for a little bit, and then go back into the timber a little bit. they went in that I turned around and I saw a tree just being thrown about, and I thought it was the wind whipping it around, but got the binoculars up and there was a buck over there making a rub on the tree, so weren't exactly sure what he is. We'll have to look at the footage and see for sure. But he stood over there for probably 10 minutes messing around with that tree. I grunted at him a couple times, but he wanted nothing to do with it. We think he actually ended up bedding at the tip. There's a little island of trees you can see here off to my right, and a lot of times in the middle of this river, bucks feel safe bedding there, so we think he just bedded on the tip of this little island of trees. We didn't see him leave, so we're pretty sure he's in there. But better morning this morning than we had yesterday morning, but those does were in 10 minutes before he came in, and he wanted nothing to do with them. So I don't know if the rut really hasn't started yet or what's going on down here, but we haven't really seen it too much. But I think we'll climb down now and head out. Rifle season here is in the next week. We've got a 9-day rifle season, so we'll be doing that, but we won't be down here on the public land. So we're gonna have to take a break from the public land. We'll be back here around Thanksgiving.